So now I'm going to take another tile, and we're going to move on to ribbon, RIBBON hyphen, no, dash NU. And Kazue, I liked this tangle, hence it has circles, so why wouldn't I like it? And I'm just going to start by, in the center, I'm going to draw a fairly large circle. So when I did it on my book, I did them over in this corner. But this is kind of, you want it to be kind of a ribbon effect. So I could have drawn a line, but then I'm just going to draw multiple orbs. I shouldn't say circles. I apologize. They're orbs, because if they're not round, if they have a little oval shape to them, it's okay. And I like them to be the size of I want them to be large enough I'm going to draw on the inside. So the first ones you put down, make them large enough because we're going to draw on the inside of them. And when I draw circles that connect, I will put my pen down on a previous circle, and then I draw and reconnect into that circle so that I don't have a start and stop place. And it just allows me to kind of have circles that I don't want to, I want them to not do the holly-bah effect. I want them all to be on the top, sort of like a bubble, because bubbles, if bubbles touch each other, one will pop. So we're just going to do a line of, and now I've got enough of these in here that I can demonstrate what we do in the center. And I loved this particular little tangle that she put in the center. So I'm going to come back to my very largest one, and I'm going to draw a rectangle so that I make sure that it's larger, you know, nice, not real large, but in the center, kind of a rectangle. So, and about half, what I'm trying to say is these longer lines are about twice the size of the sides. So does that make sense? I think so. And now I'm going to do a curved line going down from the large line, and it just kind of rounds out. And I kind of do what is called a, take off, and I just round that. But if I draw on that little square, and if I don't like how it looked, I can fill that in. So it's just filled in, and I think you can see that just a little bit better. So we're going to do another one, and I'm going to rotate my tile. We're going to do some more in there, but I just want to show you. I'm going to do another one here. And they're going to be a little bit different sizes, but I rotated my tiles so they're not all going the same direction. And then I just curve off of that long side. So the short side stays narrow, and then it widens out. And I'm going to go ahead and color that in. Rotate again and put another one in here. So I would go ahead and do all of mine like this before I went back and did the next step, just because for me it's a little bit more relaxing and more zen than if I do the whole thing first. So now I come back, and now I have some choices I can make. I left where we just echo, and I started out on the outside edge and brought my pen in. And I like to do that when I have a very small space to connect. Then these outside lines have a little bit they're a little bit more even spaced. If I go from here out, they are not always as even spaced. So I always draw just coming, I can just make them, they feel better for me if I go from the outside in, I can get a better spacing. So now we just have a little, and you can do that on all of them. I'm going to do them on all of them that I've drawn so far. Rotate. I always rotate my tiles. Makes it a lot easier to draw when you rotate your tile. Now the fun part about it is we can leave this like this, and it can, or we can come in and we can echo this shape. And I'm just going to echo each one of these, just keep going. I can't tell you how many I'm going to have because it depends on the size of your circle. But you want to keep your lines really close to the same space apart. And that's one variation. And you can come in, and when I color in, if I were to stripe this, I would start down here at the bottom, and I will stripe going up. And I just like how it turns out, and we'll see if they sometimes your stripings you have different amount. Yep, I'm going to have a different amount on this side than I do that side. Then this side I put in different amount of lines. May change the look a little, but I just do a little striping, and that's another look. So you can fill these in lots of different ways, and I think she's given some great examples on here. Another one you can do is you can do your little your rectangle and your lines out, and you can stripe this. And instead of, I'm just going to go straight down, and then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to fill that in. Every other one. So I just stripe it. It's just a really, really unique little tangle. It's not unique. I shouldn't say that. But it has just a lot of zen for me because I can just kind of play with it and add different things. I'm going to show you on mine where some of them I filled in, some of them I didn't. And then I had some spaces in here that I just went back and put smaller tangles in between. But I think another thing you can do is fill in the spaces with just black. So you just fill in the background with just color them in, and it's just a great little circle tangle that you can use. I'm trying to think of, there's another one, and somebody did like oh Jean, if you're on, you can remember, it was one of your favorite tangles. I don't know if you made it on or not, but I think it was called cruffel or cruffel. I think cruffel. Yes. Okay. That was so much fun to do. If you go online and you look up the originator of cruffel, she has the most unique fill-ins to fill in your circles. It is absolutely amazing. I think there's 100 different ways, and you wouldn't think that there'd be 100 different ways you could fill in a round circle, but it's just amazing that particular I don't know, she just, and you can go through her blog, and if it's still available, I don't know, I'm sure it is, and look it up. It was, and I will put, when I post these, I will look up and try to put a link to her website in my posting, or at least maybe make sure I spell it right so you can find it. But there is the circles, and they are like a go-to for me because there's so many things you can do. I find myself filling them in. I use a little pink pencil and fill these in because I'm really hooked on pink. My kids think I only wear pink or gray. They're probably right. I said when I got breast cancer, I was going to wear pink until I was cured. That's a little absurd.